It's not working. We almost went straight off the road. Oh, bit of understeer there.
Hey, Jacob.
Hey, Matt.
Guess what?
What?
Cheap sports car, expensive sports car. This one is about $50,000 drive away, fully option. This one's about $150,000 drive away. Both are 6-speed manuals. Both are here to tickle your pickle with excitement. You can have a lot of fun in both of these cars, but objectively, one is a lot better, but subjectively, which is better, especially when you start to consider the price to fun ratio. So today we're going to compare a cheap sports car, one that's been modded in literally every single way. We've got a Garrett turbo, a Kropovich exhaust, Seatbelt seats, Alcantara interior, all on a Fiat 500 platform versus a BMW M2, which is a renowned sports car tuned at the Nürburgring by BMW's M division. Looks are entirely subjective until you start paying $150,000, and then it becomes quite objective, I would say. And let's be honest, the BMW M2, of course, looks nice. You get your LED lights here. You've got the 50th anniversary badge there, a huge open grille, a massive amount of aero to go into this and cool the amazing engine. We'll come back to that soon though, because here we have the little baby. Yeah, little plastic bumper there. It's an Abarth. So that means that they've slapped on a Scorpion onto the front. This one here is fully optioned. You can get into these things a lot cheaper, but our press car isn't like that because it's in a matte blue paint. It looks awesome. I love the design of it. It is old now. It is pretty basic, but it does the job really well.
I think it looks just ridiculous.
It does. Let us know in the comment section below though, which you prefer, the looks of the BMW M2 or the Abarth 595. I think there's gonna be some differences there. Now, coming to the side, this one here has the Competitizione body kit on it. That's another optional extra. It means it's got fat fenders here. You've also got these tires with Brembo brakes. They're wrapped in Michelin Pilot Sport 3 tires. I didn't even know they existed anymore, but yes, it's still that. And the keen-eyed of you will know that this is actually the same car that was in our first ever, like, full review together.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
That was our first ever full
That was our
review?
first ever full review together, where you were in it as well.
Oh my
Sometimes
goodness.
Jacob was behind the camera. These are super narrow tires though, 205, so they're very thin, but it doesn't actually have that much power as you'll see. But because you're paying a lot less than a BMW M2, it's certainly not finished as nicely. That's scratchy plastic there. Door handle is terrible plastic too, and you have to use this key. There's no keyless entry, no keyless go, old barrel, and off you go. So that's pretty funny. I love this though, the Abarth 595 badge there. Am I saying Abarth right? Is it Abarth?
I thought it was a bath.
I don't know. You guys let us know in the
Like,
comment
you
section.
need to take a bath.
That's pretty rude, mate. You know I have smelly issues. Up here, you have a sunroof, optional extra. You've also got a delete here of the antenna, optional extra. I love the bum on this thing. You can see just how much smaller it is versus the bum on the M2. It's a much shorter car, obviously being a hot hatch. I love the design here too with this colored insert there. It's actually pretty well built, surprisingly. I didn't expect it to hold up. This one's now done 15,000 kilometers, still pretty solid. A Abarth badge there too. You've got the roof spoiler up there. I love the fat haunches, including the exhaust. At the end of the walk around of the exterior, we will compare the exhaust, so stay tuned for that. Of course, quad exhaust on the back of one of the world's smallest cars, and the 595 Competizione badge. We love that. And then coming back to the M2. This thing has just got a rump derriere. You've got these really cool 3D effect lights here, a little lip spoiler there, 50th anniversary badge, of course, M2 badge, an amazingly cool diffuser, probably helps with some form of downforce, including quad exhaust there too. Just like, what, 50 times bigger than on the Abarth? It's completely different. I do love the side of the M2 though, because I don't know, this is where you really notice that this thing is a true sports car. It's got staggered wheels, so 20-inch on the rear, 19 on the front. It's got the classic M design wheels there too with the cool spokes. Also wrapped in Michelin Pilot Sport 4S's, so a better tire than the 3s and also far wider, so you actually get some grip in this thing, believe it or not. But like the Abarth, you get a body kit on this thing, and it's a bigger, wider car than a standard 2 Series. Here you got flash door handles. You've also got the cool M design up there. And of course, this is a coupe, so it means that you get frameless windows around there too. But Jacob, the moment everyone's been waiting for.
What is it?
What do the cars sound like? Let's compare them. Thank you to today's video sponsor, Wipertech. Wipertech sell high quality and durable wiper blades delivered straight to your door. Designed for all Aussie conditions, these blades fight rust, reduce wind lift, and glide smoothly thanks to their aerodynamic design and Teflon embedded rubber. They're easy to install, offer a perfect fit guarantee, and backed by a full 12-month warranty. Click the link below and use code CarSauce15 during checkout to get 15% off your order plus free express shipping. Thanks to Wipertech for sponsoring today's video. Now, if you're spending a lot of money, you're gonna want a lot of engine, and that's where the BMW M2 delivers, because we have the S58. It is one of the best inline 6 cylinders ever made. Some call it the best, extremely tunable, extremely reliable. As it stands, it puts out 338 kilowatt of power, 550 newton meters of torque, but it's the exact same engine you'd find in a BMW M3 with even more output. So, you know, it's a very impressive drivetrain. You can get it as a 6-speed manual, as we have here, or you can get it as an 8-speed torque converter. It's got a ZF 8-speed gearbox, a really, really good gearbox. It has 3 liters of displacement. It is an inline 6, of course, and has a twin scroll turbo on it. M-tuned, absolutely incredible.
Just a beast.
And then we come to the Abarth.
And this is where the real beast is.
If you want to hear about power, wait till you hear about this. This has a 1.4 litre, 4-cylinder turbocharged petrol engine. It's actually got a Garrett turbo because this whole thing is just a cluster of different parts. I love saying that. It puts out an absolutely mind-blowing 132 kilowatt of power, 250 newton meters of torque. So clearly substantially less than what you find on the S58, but it does weigh about a ton. So the power to weight ratio of this thing is about 130 almost. This one here is close to 200. It's still pretty fun. It's very fun.
It's very different.
I can't even tell you about it. We have to drive it. You'll see how fun it is. Let's do it. All right, bro, now we're gonna launch the Fiat Abarth 595 Competitizione. Some people said in my last review that I should just rev it up to like 6,000 RPM and dump the clutch. Not happening.
Why not? Listen to the people. Give them what they want.
Tickle my little pickle. Tickled. And then fist me. Let's do this.
Oh,
Come on.
well, that's why, I guess. Yep. Nice.
Oh,
Not bad.
better than I got it in the last time.
You've improved.
I've improved. 0 to 100 in 7.57 seconds. Actually, I'm really impressed by that because we're both in here
That's really good.
with our camera gear. But how does the M2 compete?
I thought you'd never
Let's
ask.
test that out. All right, let's see what the M2 can do. We're gonna put the car into M2, which we've set up for launch control.
Let's see if it can beat the Abarth.
You ready? Fist me.
Whoa! Oh my god. Oh! What?
Whoa! 0 to 100 in 4.89 seconds.
That is significantly faster.
That's pretty good. Alrighty, let's come on to the interior now of the Fiat Abarth. Abarth 595 Competizione. Look, it's pretty cheap in here, man.
It's, yeah, very cheap.
This is a true meaning to the phrase, you get what you pay for, okay? Scratchy materials everywhere. Look, this thing has been optioned up with the Alcantara. Again, you don't need it, but it does actually add quite a bit of quality to the interior, but everywhere else you touch is hard, scratchy materials. The steering wheel feels actually quite nice to hold in the hands. It's huge. imposing.
It's a bit oversized.
It's oversized, but you got Alcantara, a carbon fiber dead ahead, carbon fiber across it. Feels great to hold onto, but you've only got tilting. You don't have telescoping, so that's kind of annoying. It means you have to adjust the seat to get into the right position. Speaking of, these are the optional seatbelt seats. There's a lot of options on this one, and they're amazing. They're actually super duper comfy. Ergonomic nightmare though, because I have to sit pretty close to the steering wheel. It means my legs are too far forward. I can't actually go down and adjust the side. If I want to adjust it, I've got to open the door. So you can't do it while you're driving. It's a bit silly.
I agree.
Also, listen to this. That's your accelerator pedal.
That's a feature, bro.
Probably shouldn't be doing that. But to me, I actually don't care about any of this stuff because I love it. I think it has so much character. The fact that you get seatbelt seats that are so comfortable and yet such an ergonomic nightmare at the same time. You've also got your Scorpion button there too. That puts you into your Scorpion mode. It's essentially sports mode, and it does a lot, as you'll see when we drive this thing. Boost gauge up here. I love it because it's just constantly going like that because this is a very boosty engine with its turbo. This 7-inch display is tiny. It's so small, but at least it's responsive and it's functional enough because you've got wide Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, so I'm not going to complain. Up in front of you, you have a digital instrument cluster. It's strange because when you put it into Scorpion mode, it's actually got a different red line. So here it shows the red line is 7,000 RPM. If you take it out, it shows it as 6,000 RPM. Actually, the red line is about 6,500 RPM.
It's a bit weird.
It's
a bit
weird.
misleading.
It's misleading. It's weird, right? You're not going to find this in a more expensive sports car. So really, on the interior, you get what you pay for. Not to mention the back seats. You can hardly fit back there. Like at 5'11" behind my own seating position, I don't fit back there at all. But it's actually a pretty comfortable place to be, and the seats are nice, at least. This 6-speed manual, look, it's not the nicest feeling shifter. It's actually very, what's the word? It's got a lot of play in it. You also don't get any sort of reverse camera. Instead, you just get sensors. And so day-to-day livability in this thing, as far as a sports car goes, it's pretty compromised.
Definitely.
It's pretty compromised. I don't hate it, but like even the lack of cruise control, that's a compromise. So, do you get more when you spend more? Let's check out the M2. Alrighty, so coming to the interior now of the M2. And a question you must be wondering is, do you get what you pay for, Jacob?
I mean, yes.
Yes. Absolutely, you get what you pay for. This doesn't feel like 3 times more premium. It feels 10 times more premium. First of all, we have the optional carbon bucket racing seats. You also get a carbon roof amongst a few other things. It's about a $14,000 option, but it's pretty nice.
Yeah, it's like half a base model Abarth.
It's true. It's about half a base model Abarth. It does mean that you get carbon fiber seats and they're real racing seats. You even get a little bit of carbon for your Kind of blurt that one out, I think. The interior quality as well is superb. I mean, you open the door, it feels nice and heavy. That's a thonk.
That is a real nice
That's
thonk.
a BMW thonk. You also sit here and you obviously get a lot more inclusions, but it's like on another level of sports car premiumness. The steering wheel is the classic BMW M steering wheel, which is to say phenomenal. You have the carbon fiber around it, just like the Abarth, to be fair. It is heated, of course. You've also got your drive mode selectors up here. Everything you need is on the steering wheel, really. You also have iDrive 8, which is a fantastic system. Super responsive. You can use the iDrive controller or just use it as a touchscreen. Wireless Apple CarPlay and just looked outside. It's pouring down.
Why does this always happen to me?
This is Jacob now.
Why does this happen to me? I'm already sick.
I will say I'm a little bit disappointed by the 6-speed manual. It just feels potentially a little bit rubbery. In fact, if I was going to buy an M2, if I'm being totally honest with you, man, I'd probably get it with the 8-speed auto.
That is a spicy meatball of a take.
The ZF 8-speed is just phenomenally good. Recently reviewed it in the M3 Touring. You do have carbon fiber throughout the interior, again, as part of that option, but even if you don't, you still get a pretty nice finish. The whole thing is just beautiful. Not to mention, you get cruise control.
Oh, that is a must-have.
And probably more importantly, you get all the active safety tech that you really want and need in a new car. Just prevents you from having an accident. Also, the back seats too, really good quality. Merino leather back there. And really, when you are spending this kind of money, you want that more premium experience, and you certainly get that in the M2. Jacob?
Yeah.
Shall we drive them?
Let's do it.
All right, bro. Now we have to drive the Abarth 595 Competitizione. We're putting the car into Scorpion mode. Ooh.
Is that the official name?
I think so. I mean,
It's Scorpione.
Are you ready for this?
Okay.
TTC is on, by the way, just in case you're wondering. I can't remember.
Tutti frutti.
I can't remember. Something traction control.
It's not working. We almost went straight off the road.
Bro, this thing is like, it's not slow. That was
We need some new wipers.
Wipertech. We need some new wipers, clearly. That was not slow.
Yeah,
in
it was
the
like
slightest.
it was like a rabid dog.
No. And the thing I love most about that was that we understeered completely off the road.
You know what? I can't wait for Saucy Corner.
Oh man, I don't know, man. This thing is a lot of fun.
If you want intake sounds, you got it.
The whole premise of this car is so crazy because right now it's loud in here.
It's so loud.
It's really loud in here. You drop a gear, you put your foot down, and it torque steers all over the road. And I was driving behind you on the way up to our filming location, and every time you accelerated, you were squirming all over the road. But I'll tell you what, like, as far as like cheap thrills goes, this is a lot of fun.
It's a lot of fun, and it handles pretty well.
It handles incredibly well. Like, it's shocking. And the crazy thing is when you do take it out of Scorpion mode, you put it back into whatever the normal mode is, it actually, it really does make a huge difference. The steering becomes quite a lot lighter. It definitely, the engine is not as responsive. And it just kind of becomes a whatever car. Then you put it into Scorpion mode, you downshift.
The sound is immediately...
And the feel, you see the boost gauge just go...
Comes on with like a sport light as well.
Because it's like dead under 3,000 RPM, and then that Garrett turbo just like kicks in and it pushes you back. So let's put the car into third as we go around these twisties. This Bosch traction control system is essentially torque vectoring by brake. So it brakes the inside wheel when you're turning a corner, and that's kind of what gives you that limited slip differential feel. But
yeah,
we're sitting pretty high up.
Oh my God.
But it's not...
There's a bit of body roll.
It's a bit of body roll, but it's not too bad. And I was speaking to the...
Oh my God.
I was speaking to the lady who like specs these up for the Australian market, and apparently this thing actually has adaptive dampers. I had no idea.
What?
Yeah. There's an option for adaptive dampers, which she ticks. So she ticks the box for it, and well done to you. Bridget, you know who you are.
Thank you, Bridget. Jeez. Bro, this thing is fast.
Oh man, this thing is actually really fast.
You know, in the same way like the MX-5 is fast, you know? It's just so much fun around a corner.
I would say this is, it's not faster than an MX-5, but maybe when you're rolling it's faster. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's got that turbo characteristic. And I'm so sad that this is dying, you know? This is dying for the electric one.
Oh.
And I don't care what you say, like, this is such a cluster of parts that just works so well together. Okay.
I'm gonna miss these cars when they're gone.
All right, I need you to tickle my tiny little pickle, bro. We're gonna do a pretty big brake boost. Come on.
Oh my God.
That's the most wheel spin ever.
And we've got TTC on.
You smell that?
I can smell it. What?
The back end just rotated around. We had some random lady come out and tell us that there was no phone connected. Come on.
Oh. Okay.
That's so much fun.
I get it now. Okay, that was like reminiscent of the Ford Fiesta ST.
Yeah, definitely not as competent in any way.
That's kind of part of the fun, isn't it?
That is the fun, right? And that's the cheap sports car fun, is that you can, like, if we did that in the M2, which I mean we will in a second, my God, we would be going up there at like 160 the way I was pushing this car.
Oh yeah.
This wouldn't get near that, but that's like fine.
No, that's fine. On the roads, you don't care.
Drop to second. Oh man, I love this car. Okay, M2. What's this expensive sports car drive like? All right, friend. You know what the benefit of a more expensive platform is?
Everything.
A lot. But especially... rear-wheel drive, baby.
It's raining. Oh my God, that is fast.
All right. There is zero doubt or argument that the BMW M2 is an all-round, much more competent sports car than a Fiat Abarth 595
Thank you
Competitizione.
for delivering the hard-hitting car news that we all need. Oh, Jesus.
Here's where it does better, apart from everywhere. Handling, it's so competent. It's wet, it's rear-wheel drive, but it has an amazing limited slip differential, an actual limited slip differential, unlike a Fiat Abarth.
Yeah, no TTC here.
No TTC.
We don't have a big TTC button anywhere.
You go around a corner, oh, even in the wet, you can go so fast. Oh, it's so playful, it's agile, it's fantastic. But,
You're being very emphatic.
but, I think dollars per smile, honestly,
Arguably, we were smiling more in the Abarth.
we were smiling more in the Abarth. There is no doubt that this is wicked fast, sounds amazing. Everything about this car is almost perfect. It's hard to fault it.
It's a beautiful car.
But there's just something about a cheap piece of shit, you know?
But it's like, can you really call that car cheap at 50K?
To be fair, yeah, that one at 50K is not cheap. You can get it cheaper, but it's only a third of the price of this. Why don't you just stretch your budget?
I know,
You know?
just a little bit more.
Oh man, but back to this thing, it's just,
Jesus.
oh yeah, you heard that.
Those iconic sounds.
No Hans Zimmer can be found in this car.
No.
It's just like,
Oh my
here's
God.
the thing though, it's so quick to break the speed limit in this car.
That is true, actually.
Because it's so fast. This is a one-way ticket to losing your bloody license. I'll tell you what, if you want to have any fun on this thing on roads, it's like illegal, you know?
Pretty much.
Because we're at 90 kilometers an hour right now. We could be at 40 kilometers an hour. It's just,
It's effortlessly breaking the law.
yeah. Why is it so easy just to break the law these days? You
I know. It gets easier every year.
Oh, the brakes on this thing too are amazing.
Yes.
I mean, as you would expect, but it's just like the perfect all-round sports car.
It seems so well weighted as well.
So well
completely 50-50.
Now, the Abarth surprised us up here.
I mean, it's a tiny little small car.
Let's see how the M2 goes, Daddy. Tickle my little pickle.
This thing is like an SUV in comparison.
I just want to say that Jacob is a friend first, colleague second, lover third. So, okay, I'm a little bit scared. Are you scared?
Oh, let's get all our secrets out, bro.
Oh my God.
Oh, bit of understeer there.
Okay, you were trying to kill
I
us there.
swear to God. That's what happens when you got one hand on the steering wheel, the other on your knob.
Bro, you've got 1 foot in hell.
Look, I might have overcorrected there. Here's how I describe this driving experience. Clearly visceral. Everyone's pulling over for us today.
Dude, that's the power of the BMW M2.
It's a clearly visceral, better experience than the Abarth. I would much rather live with this car day to day than the Abarth. But if we're talking about pure sports car performance and fun, dollar for dollar, that probably does it just as well, if not better.
Dollar for dollar, sure. But come on, man.
Yeah.
Come on.
It is an Abarth.
Ah!
Oh, man. All right. With that, let's get into our final thoughts.
Yes.
Let's be honest, the better, more competent car is of course the BMW M2. It is one of the best all-round sports cars that you can buy, but of course you pay a premium for it because it is the best. This, on the other hand, I wouldn't call it the best car out there, but it does provide a lot of thrills for not a lot of money. Don't option everything on this car. It doesn't need it. Get it as a base spec with the manual and you will absolutely love it. I really like both of these cars, but this is proof that if you don't have a lot of money, you don't need to spend a lot of money. But Jacob, what do you think?
Look, I mean, clearly the M2 is better.
Really?
But the Abarth is just so ridiculous. I love it.
Exactly.